Hello, friends. Cajun Charles here. Us Cajuns, we always have stories. And I'm going to tell you some stories. My first story, it's about Boudreaux and Clarence. Now, Boudreaux and Clarence, they lived down there in South Louisiana in St. Martin Parish. And from the time they were real little, they didn't like each other. They couldn't stand each other. And all the way through school, and then once they got out of school, they got them some jobs. And Clarence and Boudreaux, they each lived on each side of Bayou Teche, down there in St. Martin Parish. And when they'd be walking along in the woods, they might be hunting squirrel or something, and they might see one or the other one. If Boudreaux saw Clarence, he'd yell at him, "Clarence!" He said, "if I could ever get across Bayou Teche I'd come over there and whip your ass." And Clarence yelled back, he said, "You can go ahead and brought yourself over here because I'm going to whip your ass." And it kept going on. And one day, Boudreaux, he met Marie. And he really liked her, and they got married. And she had to start hearing about Clarence, how much he hated Clarence. And one day, she went to town, and she was buying groceries, and she came back home, and she said, "Hey, Boudreaux, I found out something." He said, "What's that, Shaq?" He said, "You know that oil company Exxon?" He goes, "Yeah, yeah." He said, "They're going to build a bridge across Bayou Teche then." "Oh," Boudreaux said, "man, you let me know when they get that done." He said, "because I'm going to go over there and whip Clarence's ass." So some time went by, and one Saturday morning, Marie's making breakfast for Boudreaux. She said, "Boudreaux, you never guessed what I heard yesterday." He said, "What's that, Shaq?" He said, "Exxon, that oil company, they done finished that bridge across Bayou Teche." He said, "Oh." He said, "When I finish my breakfast, I'm going to go across that bridge and I'm going to whip Clarence's ass once and for all." So Marie's thinking to herself, wow, finally this is going to be over one way or the other. So Boudreaux, he finishes breakfast and he starts walking down the side of Bayou Teche. He gets to that new bridge that Exxon built and he starts walking across him. He gets to about halfway, he turns around and he come home. Come back in the house, he's in the kitchen, he's laying there, he's got his head down, moaning and groaning. Marie said, "Boudreaux, what's the matter for you? All this time you've been talking about whipping Clarence's ass. If you got a bridge, Exxon built a bridge, and you come home? What's going on?" He's moaning. He said, "Oh, Sha Marie," he said, "I was walking across that bridge thinking about every which way I was going to whip Clarence's ass. And I get walking. I look up about halfway. They got this big sign that said, 'Clarence, 8'10". He didn't look that big from across the bayou." So there you have it, Boudreaux and Clarence. At the point in time, I had me a restaurant. And I had this young lady. She was one of my hostesses. And she'd come in there and she heard my stories, and I'd tell stories, and Clarence and Boudreaux. And when she turned 21, she wanted to have her 21st birthday party at the restaurant. And so got all her friends and family there. And while everybody was there, she said, "Mr. Barrett," said, would you tell the story of Clarence and Boudreaux to everybody?" So I did. I told them about Clarence and Boudreaux. And once I got finished and everybody was laughing, she said, I got to admit something to you." I said, "What's that, Sha?" Said, "All that time when I was younger, I hear you tell that story, and I just didn't get it. And it wasn't that long ago, I was in the McDonald's drive-thru, and I'm sitting there in line, and I look up and I see this sign that said, 'Clearance, 9 feet 6 inches'." She said, "I started laughing right there in the car. I finally got the joke." So there you have it, friends. Got another one coming soon. Au revoir. Bonsoir.